$5 billion bailout for the American porn industry. Our number one story in the countdown, apparently there is no limit to what has been wrought by a stripped-down economy. The new and unforgettable duo of Hustler magazine's Larry Flint and Girls Gone Wild creator Joe Francis asking the government, perhaps even seriously, to take a peep at their proposal. According to TMZ.com, they claim that their industry has been hurt like everybody else, citing a 22% decline in the sales of XXX DVDs from a year ago. Says Flint, quoting, "With all this economic misery and people losing all that money, sex is the farthest thing from their mind." Are you serious? It's time for Congress to rejuvenate the sexual appetite of America. Oh, great. Just we need Congress involved in official sexual appetite. Mr. Francis says that he's going to D.C. personally, and he likens his industry to the big three automakers, but bigger, quoting, "Congress seems willing to help shore up our nation's most important businesses. We feel we deserve the same consideration." The Atlantic magazine says that the Atlantic magazine covering this story says that with porn products available for free on the internet and apparently on this show briefly, industry revenue has declined 15% each year since 2005. So now the question, how likely would American politicians be to support this kind of stimulus package? On that note, let's bring in Village Voice columnist Michael Musto. Good to talk to you, Michael.
Hello, Keith.
So, government underwritten porn. We have not had that, as I recall, since 1998 when Ken Starr issued his report.
Yeah, and Monica's still under the desk waiting for the results. No, look, Larry Flint and Joe Francis are going to strip naked before Congress, literally, and show that everything has gone down 22%. And they're right. I mean, they're right. People aren't paying for sex anymore. Hugh Grant has a girlfriend, for God's sake. I mean, while they're at it, I think Congress should bail out all ailing industries like libraries, Broadway musicals, print journalism. Hello, please send me a check.
Tell me about it. I think Elliot Spitzer going out of the business knocked the whole industry down by like 73%. All this time, almost seriously, the porn industry described itself as recession-proof. I thought there wasn't supposed to be any downsizing.
They also describe themselves as 29-year-old babes and hotties, when in actuality they're 92-year-old dyslexics. These people lie, okay? Porn and cars were the first thing to go in the recession, and porn in cars, forget it. It's over.
With all these bailouts, whatever the industry has been, the key has been, obviously, before we throw government money after something like this, concessions on the part of the automakers, the banks, whoever. Do we have to have, I don't know, environmentally friendly porn? Would there be a porn czar, or is there already a porn czar?
There's a lot of, I don't know. There's a lot of concessions we can make. No more Ron Jeremy films. Barney Frank is going to want to be the fluffer on Schindler's Fist. And there should be a porn czar. There's going to be no more Bush soon. What did I say? And I think Obama's first task should be to appoint Sarah Palin a porn czar, because she more than anyone knows how awful it is on the rare occasion when people keep it in their pants.
What committee do you think in the Senate or the House would the porn bailout be assigned to, and are some of the senators in danger of needing to recuse themselves?
Forestry and nutrition? No, they're going to have to come up with a whole new committee, the committee to bail out pimps and hoes when people are actually turning to their spouses for a Hummer. And yes, there will be a lot of recusing that day. The Senate floor will be empty. There will be more recusing than when Zsa Zsa was on What's My Line.
Now, when, of course, you were just referring to the vehicle, that's part of the auto bailout. If Congress balks at this, are we talking huge job losses? Or, I mean, is it a virtual porn meltdown where the porn economy and everything connected to it just collapses?
There are going to be hookers out on the street. This is terrible. And I know these people, Keith. I know people in low places. They're going to have to crawl back to their old jobs at BBC World News. It's so degrading.
What did the BBC do to you?
They canceled me.
If this gets to the stage of negotiations, as we've seen again in the auto industry, it was the negotiations between the titans of industry and the congressional leaders. Who's the middleman? Who's the honest broker between the government and what would in this case be the strapped manufacturers?
I think Gloria Allred is the go-to person for this, though I think she's going to be torn between the free exposure and having to defend people who objectify women. But you know what? I've seen Larry Flint himself wheeling up to casino blackjack tables, and he doesn't need a broker. He will be fine if he has to fleece the money out of Al Franken's pocket himself.
Right. He does come up in like I saw him once in Los Angeles too, in a gold limo and a gold chair and everything else. And I suppose he's the barometer in case it really goes to heck. But
he's the person who can bring sex back to America.
Yeah.
Just don't look at him.
Does it wind up in the Supreme Court? Does it wind up in the lap of Clarence Thomas?
This winds up on usweekly.com. This is a big joke, Keith, and you know it.
All right. Well, we had some fun with it.
Give the money where it counts. Me.
That's right. The print journalists. Michael Musto of the Village Voice, one of the best of them. Great to talk to you again,
Thank
sir.
you.
Happy New Year. That's countdown for this, the 2000th and, 69th day since the declaration of mission accomplished in Iraq. Come on. I'm Keith Olbermann. Good night and good luck.